Very good morning. We are discussing about the human values, understanding harmony and ethical human conduct. In this, the introduction to value education. The first unit is value education. So, what is value education and why it is required? So, the human being having some aspirations, those are all called human aspirations. So, every human being having some goal aspirations to fulfill their life and to live happily, happy life and fulfilling successful life. And you have to ask your question, what is my aspiration and how to fulfill your aspiration. So how to do, what to do, how to do. So you have to identify the aspiration. Suppose you want to become an engineer, you want to become a doctor or lawyer. how to fulfill how to fulfill those aspirations. So what is your goal and how to achieve that goal? That is what the fulfilling your aspirations. Finally, what is your ultimate aspiration to live happily, continuously living happily. So happy living, that is required. So understanding human values to fulfill your aspirations continuously to be happy, you require the values. So those values, the basis for all the values, the thoughts, behavior, actions, and values thus become the source for our happiness and our success, our fulfillment. So without the appropriate value framework, we will not be able to decide whether a chosen action is desirable or undesirable, or is it right or wrong. So that you required the value education. That is what the need of value education. The value education is the input necessary to fulfill your aspirations. So when we live with the correct understanding of values, we are happy in continuity. Otherwise, we feel deprived or frustrated or unhappy. So that is what you have to procure, you have to undergo the value education. So the value education to understand your needs, to visualize our goals correctly and indicate the direction of their fulfillment. So the first understanding what to do and then develop the skills how to do. So the skills are required. So the values and skills are both are complementary. Both are required. So in this complementary values and skills, so what is the value valuable to the human being, the value domain to identify the goals, right goals, and how to proceed in the right direction. And secondly, how to enhance your skills from that value domain, from value education. So the skills, how do you get to by developing some technique, the value education to develop the techniques, and you require the skill enhancement, skill development. So that is what, see, for example, I understand the health, the basic requirement, the human being. How do you understand the health in your body? And how do you judge what kind of food that is required? And what is the physical practice and exercises are required? And that is what the skill that you required to work in the required manner. So all these fall under domain of skills. Both values and skills are important, or both are complementary. So what are the guidelines for the value education? So, that is the universal, that is for all the time, for all the places, that value education for a human being, anywhere it is required, that is universal. And it is rational. So it should not depend upon any beliefs or blind beliefs or do's and don'ts and all. So that is rational for all and natural and verifiable. So it is naturally acceptable. See, you have to be happy. that is naturally acceptable. Okay. So anything that you having aspiration, that should be natural and that should be verifiable, that should be acceptable and all encompassing. So it needs to cover all dimensions. So your thought, behavior, work and understanding. So at all levels, individual, family and society and nature, at all levels of human being, so that is required. So finally, ultimately that leads to harmony, to promote harmony within the individual human being with the entire nature. So that is how the value education is required.